Ah, is this real? I can't tell.
Weekly breakdown.
Woo!
Number 27. This is the 27th time that we've sat around and talked about some shit
and stuff and things.
Yeah, Keith's in his high chair.
I am. That way I'm the same
That
way
way
as
you
everybody
can
else.
see over the table.
You're in the low chair.
Yeah.
We're in chairs. We're all in fucking chairs. We're gonna be talking about some new video games, a couple new albums. Not a whole lot happened this week, but there's enough significant stuff to
This might be a quick
talk
one.
about. So let's start with probably the biggest music thing to happen this week. So it came out. So last week we talked about Megadeth's new lineup, basically with Chris Adler on drums and Kiko Loreno, I think his name, on guitar. But it came out that the old classic Megadeth lineup with Nick Menza on drums and Marty Friedman on guitar was this close to happening. So I'm just gonna. So basically, summing it up, Nick Menza came out and said that him and Marty met with Dave and met with their band manager Ron something, I forget his name. Yeah, with Rondon Volante.
Great job.
They all met, they jammed for a while. Nick said he was super excited. Megadeth has like 5 songs written. He was putting drums to them, and then it got time to talk about terms. Okay, how much am I going to get paid? And he said it was so unfair, and he said he can't believe how this band conducts business, and so it didn't happen. Yeah.
But always surprised.
No.
Not really.
Always surprised that anything involving Dave Mustaine turned out this way.
It's just another chapter of stupid shit that Dave Mustaine has done. Yeah.
I mean, that's like universally. I don't think any Megadeth fan will argue that that's not that isn't the best lineup that Megadeth's ever had. Like,
It's worse lineup.
and so it's like, I don't know. It's just like, why would you not want to try to get that back? I mean, maybe there's some. I wouldn't doubt that maybe Dave still has some animosity or something, being how he is. But like, still, it's just
I can do whatever I want.
yeah. It's just like, again, like that lineup is held in such high regard. I mean, hopefully people are pissed off enough about this that at some point Dave reconsiders, even though knowing Dave, he probably won't.
Looks like Mike Myers. Austin Powers.
No.
Voice of Shrek.
This idea just kind of popped in my head now, but I mean, Alter Bridge is basically Creed without Scott Stapp. So what if, and I'm saying this is very unlikely, what if all that lineup of Megadeth, except for Dave, got together and just found a different singer?
The only thing about that would be that the other Dave is still the bassist of the band. That would be the only thing. It's basically the lineup split in half. It's already that half the lineup's there. It's just the other half isn't.
Yeah.
And that's
I mean,
the problem.
Yeah.
That's what the issue is.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see maybe you're right with your idea of Marty and Nick going off and doing something if they're really
Yeah, that
into
would be cool,
trying to jam. But like, I kind of am hoping for like maybe some kind of reunion tour or something eventually. Even if just that, something like that.
I mean, Megadeth is probably out of all the bands in metal, he's probably one of the most notorious when it comes to a revolving door of musicians. That besides Dave, like they've just had different bass players. And I mean, Dave Ellefson's been there for almost everything.
I think he's
But
only
they've
been on
had
2 albums where he's not on.
Different bass players. They've had what?
I think they've had like 10 guitars.
5, 6 guitars probably now.
I think it's a little more than that.
I mean, they had.
They had one guy, and then they had Chris Paul. No, they had Chris Paul for the first 2 albums, and they had some other guy, and then they had Marty up until.
Yeah, they had Jeff. I forget his name. He did So Far So Good So What. Then they had Marty Friedman.
And then they had.
Chris Paul came back, right?
Chris Paul did come back for an album. They had
And then
they
Chris
had
Paul.
another guy they had Chris Broderick, they had Glenn Drover, and they had another guy somewhere in there who was in that live DVD. I remember that you have. So,
Yeah.
so it's like they've had a
They've
lot.
had a lot.
And I think they've had a lot more drummers. Like
Yeah.
besides Nick Menza, I don't think any other drummer had ever really been like a constant fixture of.
Yeah.
Like, maybe besides Sean Drover, who's a pretty good drummer as it is. It's just like, yeah, Megadeth,
But it's
revolving
Dave.
door.
It's Dave being Dave.
Yeah. And the thing, too, that makes me so sad is that Marty Friedman's my favorite guitarist. He's wrote my favorite personal solo of all time. And some of his other solos are so fucking incredible. And just the possibility of thinking that, he almost was back with Megadeth and they could have toured, and to see him play some of his classic solos
It just hurts.
blows my mind, and it just sucks. So, I just want to look at something here. It doesn't even have all the other members because it's so fucking many problems.
I think 7 or 8 is the count.
And they have a whole nother wiki for it. Isn't that fucking hilarious?
You need one.
I mean, they've only had.
Dave has had
I mean,
it.
besides Dave Ellison, they've only ever had like 2 or 3 bassists. But then like drummers, they've had. God, besides Nick Menza, I think Nick Menza and Sean Drover like some of the only drummers to actually go through multiple albums.
So, guitar players, Greg Handovit, I never heard of him, 1983. Kerry King,
No, I forgot about Kerry King did play guitar for.
Chris Poland, Mike Albert, he was a touring guy. Jeff Young, that's
Supposed to get so what?
yeah. Marty Friedman, he was in the band for 10 years. Al Petrelli, that's what I was thinking of. Glenn Drover,
Yeah.
and Chris Broderick, and now Kiko Loreno. So it sucks, and I mean I have no doubt that their new stuff's going to be cool. But
It's just that like
that just makes me sad. I would rather have never fucking heard that. That was close to happening.
I know we joked. I know because we joked about it last week. We were like,
Yeah.
original lineup, and it's like, oh well, fuck, seriously?
Yeah.
So-
And you listen too. I mean, not just talk about Marty Friedman, but Nick Menza's drums on Rust in Peace are fucking incredible.
Oh yeah.
Like you listen to like the title track, that opening of that like. Yeah, I mean it's just like so awesome, and I mean it just really sucks. So, and also on top of it, we can talk about Megadeth is crowdfunding their new album, their 15th new studio album. They're crowdfunding it. They have a Pledge Music campaign that's up.
Should a band like Megadeth even consider crowdsourcing as a way to fund themselves?
I don't think so.
I don't think so because they make so much money, but they don't really have a label right now. They put Super Collider out on like their own label, pretty much. Maybe
But they've
that
been around.
wasn't
They've been around for how many
financially-
years?
Yeah,
And
I know.
successful for
I
how
know,
many
I know,
years?
but I'm just saying that maybe they're doing their own thing was not financially good. For
Well,
I guess, but
it is Super Collider.
That's true.
I think even with a label behind that might not have been
yeah,
financially
I mean, that's
a good
completely
album.
true.
I mean, if the Megadeth pattern follows, where if they put out a good album next, then who knows? They do that themselves. That could make a lot of money.
that
Like,
depends on
yeah.
whether or not Dave keeps with the pattern.
Yeah.
I write a good album. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. Some of the rewards here, I'm just looking at a little picture. A day in the studio with Megadeth, $2,500 just to sit in the studio.
And watch.
You probably don't even get to talk. You just get to watch.
Yeah.
Guitar lesson with Dave Mustaine, $3,000. Signed David Ellefson's signature Jackson bass, $3,500. Signature Chris Adler custom snare, $3,000.
Okay.
I mean, that's cool. But
Some of the stuff is like.
for like $10 or anything like that.
It's some of it's.
I mean, I'm sure like pre-ordering
Well,
the
yeah.
album type of thing.
It,
Yeah,
it
but-
seems like, I mean, that stuff, like, again, for the hardcore Megadeth fan. It's like, if you, if it's, I really want to learn guitar from Dave Mustaine, then fine. But you can, I mean, if you want to learn just...
There are much better guitarists you can learn from.
Yeah. Signed CD and download $50. Signed vinyl and download $75. Digital.
70?
Yeah.
For the vinyl.
Digital download of new album, 15.
That's ridiculous.
New album on CD, 25.
That's still too much.
That is fucking absurd.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
it's not even signed.
No.
For 25, that shit better be
Signed Dean V. Dave Mustaine guitar, $5,000. Songwriting with Dave Mustaine, $5,000. Oh my god.
I mean, I guess the typical like person off the street couldn't write worse music than Dave Mustaine.
Jam.
well, Dave Mustaine writes
Oh,
writes
this-
awesome riffs. But
This is the most
so-
expensive one. You can jam with Megadeth for $10,000.
If I had the money, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't either. But
I mean, if you're a really hardcore Megadeth fan, that probably sounds like a sweet fucking deal. But that's the thing, they probably put that up there with the high prices because Dave's probably like, he probably thinks himself too good to play with other people. Like, nobody's gonna pay $10,000. I got this.
you'd just be a dick the whole time, probably.
No, we're playing
I just
this.
don't think that they should be asking, just because
They're Megadeth.
go tour,
And then boom, there's
sell
money.
your shirts for $40 fucking like you do, and
Like everybody
there's a
does.
lot of money.
Like just about everybody does, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it costs a lot of money to fucking tour and put on a big show like they do, but still, I'm sure you make profit.
Go on
somehow.
a smaller. Like, I mean, what you said, I think didn't you say you saw them at like the House of Blues ones? Play like
Yeah.
smaller-ish
Yeah.
venues. Then it doesn't cost as much. You don't know, because you can't have a really, really big fucking show.
Yeah,
and then
stop
you can
playing
still
the
overcharge people for everything, because it's...
I mean, the tickets to see Megadeth, no matter big or small venue, are like $40 to $50.
yeah, it's just like, it just means it probably costs less to do smaller.
So
venues.
stop playing, like stadium venues, play like theaters.
Yeah.
They could sign to a smaller label that would be more willing to do it.
That's
and
true.
It helps the smaller label out too. And
That's true.
Because now they got
more
this big
benefits
band.
to Megadeth
Like-
because the smaller label isn't thinking in big label sense.
Yeah.
So they're looking for less
Like
money
they could
back
sign
from
with
it.
somebody like Nuclear Blast. That's what Slayer
Yeah.
signed with.
So
Nuclear
they wouldn't
Blast,
have
so-
to ask people for money.
And that was a good move
Because
for both.
That's for bands that they can't get labels or
Exactly.
we'll protest the Hero. Didn't they do it? And
Yeah.
They came up with really cool stuff for like fractions
Yeah.
of the prices.
Exactly.
Cooler stuff for fractions of the prices.
Like I just feel, yeah, like you said, the crowdfunding is more very beneficial to bands that really
Need it. Yeah.
like a smaller band like that.
Like
And if you do come up with incentives, make them reasonable and cool. Not $10,000 to jam with them. Man. That's ridiculous.
in their sense, I mean, probably looks great for them in a business sense, but it's really greedy.
Yeah, it really is.
Same.
I mean, it is business savvy in a way, but it's past the point of like
But who the fuck is gonna pay?
agreeable.
$2,000, $3,000, or what's the thing for the lesson with Dave?
There's 2,000.
$2,000 to get a guitar lesson with Dave Mustaine.
5,000.
$5,000. I'm not paying $5,000 for one guitar lesson.
How, did they say how long the
Even
guitar
if Dave
lesson is?
Mustaine was a good
It's
guitarist.
probably a 20-minute lesson.
Yeah, probably.
He'll be like, here's how you play Super Collider.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
Give me my money.
Yeah.
I'm sure the new album will be decent. Yeah, I'm hoping it will be.
Always
It will be
matter.
better than Super Collider.
I don't think you
But
can
that's
get
not
worse
hard.
than Super Collider.
I would rather pay $10,000 to like rehearse Shrek lines with Mike Myers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
So that's all the
I had
news.
$10,000. I had the choice between them. I'll choose Mike Myers.
Yeah.
I could do some Austin Powers lines, Shrek lines. They look. Dave Mustaine looks like Mike Myers. Well, look up a picture. I'm not.
Just look it up.
Yeah.
Look it up.
So look it up.
Just look it up.
Not the serial killer. The
Austin
love
Powers.
Austin
guru.
Powers.
Austin Powers. Shrek.
What is he, Scottish?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah. Alright, so let's move on to some fucking video games, man.
Yeah.
It's that time of the year.
E3's
The
coming.
new Call of Duty has been revealed. It is Call of Duty Black Ops 3 this year. And Treyarch is making it.
Whoa.
Did anybody see that come?
Nope. I
No,
didn't see
not
it.
at all. Apparently, this is like a very dark future, though.
Yeah, well, there's two things that came out. One, the games for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Rumored Wii U. No word on PS3 or 360.
I think it's good if they
Yeah.
kill it off for last year. I think it's a good
I think so too. And two, I'm sure there's people that are holding on to the old systems that just play Call of Duty, and that would really boost the new system sales. You know what I mean? Because then people will get, I gotta upgrade and all this stuff. It also came out that Zombies is returning.
Yeah, that's good.
And it also, and apparently the future blends military and robotics, and it's really
So
dark.
it's Black Ops 2 Part 2, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Advanced Warfare.
And I'm pretty sure,
It sounds
like,
like
if
it
you
would.
watch the teaser trailer, there's lines from the past Black Ops games, and they're talking about Mason and all this stuff. So I'm pretty sure
I mean,
some
I
returning
assume,
characters.
I assume there would be. Somehow Reznov shows up and it doesn't make any sense. Like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah. So, I mean,
What,
what are we gonna-
what was the last Call of Duty game that came out?
Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare.
Yeah. So,
Isn't that like future stuff?
It is, but it's like a
yeah,
different
that's
future.
what I was going to ask.
So it's like a different universe or
Is
something?
it bad, even if they are different storylines, different universes technically, is it bad that now Call of Duty has two futuristic...
Well, it's 3. Yeah, it's Black Ops 2.
Three.
Advanced Warfare.
Yeah,
and-
well, that's true, but Ghost
Yeah.
is not as far into the future.
Well, I'm more talking about Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 is very futuristic.
I know. I'm talking about like the main Call of Duty franchises now. So Advanced Warfare, Ghost, and Black Ops.
Oh, okay.
Is it bad that now they have Advanced Warfare that's probably going to be around, it's going to have sequels, that they're going to have that futuristic series and then this futuristic series?
Well, this one's
Is that
ending.
blending it too
Yeah.
much?
Well, this one's ending, I guess, technically, because, I mean, they'll probably do 3 and they'll probably make a new one, but,
My question is, where could they possibly
I mean,
go?
nobody...
Besides back to World War II or something like that,
Yes.
where could we go?
I mean, the other thing is,
It's all going to be futuristic here
Who-
within the next 2-3 years.
who cares about the Call of Duty story?
I know.
Yeah,
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
It's-
from a differentiation standpoint,
I mean, they
how's
could
this
probably...
they're all basically the same game now.
I know, because it to me, a lot of it seems like Advanced Warfare, that it's like the future of warfare, but it's like the near future. Whereas like Black Ops seems like
Yeah, it's true.
Much more distant.
here's a lot of shit.
But even still, it seems like it all plays the same. It's all going to be pretty much the same.
yeah, it's
You don't need 3 separate fucking franchises being developed by 3 different studios.
well that might yeah.
Putting a game out every year that's basically the same thing.
Well, there's one thing that I really, I mean, this reveal is kind of cool because I really like Black Ops and I like Black Ops 2 a lot. I think Treyarch makes great Call of Duty games. So this is cool. One thing that was great about the campaign of Black Ops 2 was the choice aspect.
Oh yeah, like that was cool.
Build on that. Like, if you seriously go down this path of multiple endings and my choices really actually
Like-
matter. I know they're not going to
No.
because it's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But maybe because they had that extra year of development,
Who knows?
maybe they can do. Maybe they are doing that and stuff. Also, this game's going to be fully revealed. Like, probably with a trailer and a little gameplay thing or something.
Yeah.
April 26th.
April 26th. Okay.
So,
I'm-
like, what do you want out of the campaign? Even though it'll be that over the top, adrenaline filled, fucking
I think
summer blockbuster.
I think if
bullshit.
they
But
if they do, because I thought Advanced Warfare's campaign was above average
Yeah, it
for a
was
Call of
pretty
Duty.
good.
I mean, it was
Luke Ghost out.
yeah. Oh god, it did. I mean, maybe Advanced Warfare's campaign isn't that good, but then again, you compare it to Ghost, it's really good. I think if they kind of make a story. Because Black Ops 1, the story got a little convoluted, and that's what kind of lost me a little bit. I mean, Black Ops was a fun game. Black Ops 2, the story seemed a lot more personal, and I thought that worked really, really well for that. Maybe if they kind of still go down that path, you know, don't stick with things that they've been doing. I think I whatever they do, I mean, I trust Treyarch.
Yeah.
Their stories are always a little bit darker than everybody
Yeah,
else's
I
anyway. I mean, hell, there's people getting, a guy gets a cigar stuck in his eye in War to War, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
cool, let's do it.
I just want to see some mission variety in a Call of Duty game, because it's always, even if you start out the mission sneaking around, something always goes to shit, and you always end up just shooting your way through the mission anyway.
Yeah.
Give me some goddamn variety.
But how much variety can you do
with a shooter? Like, I don't
with
know.
what they're trying to go for? You know what I mean? That military type.
Well, I mean,
thing.
look at Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
You know, you had the all gillied up, which felt entirely different than any of the missions already.
Yeah, it's
in the
because
game.
too that game was completely different than anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. And now every game is like that. That's the thing. It's great it's easy to look at something with hindsight and say, or look back at something and be like, yeah, this was awesome. But then technically, there's been an all gillied up and one shot, one kill in like every Call of Duty, and a lot more recently. There's been like 3 or 4 of those kind of missions in every Call of Duty. Like I'm not saying they're as good, but they exist.
They're
it's
not
just
as
that.
memorable.
I haven't seriously sat down and played a Call of Duty campaign probably since MW2.
Yeah.
Because the campaigns they don't grab me anymore.
So.
The only reason I pick up a Call of Duty game is to play with you guys, and I haven't even bothered with 3 from 3 on.
Yeah. So what can Treyarch and them do with zombies? Is it also bad that Advanced Warfare is doing zombies? Is zombies going to be a thing now in every Call of Duty game?
I don't think
It
so
shouldn't
because
be.
I don't think Infinity Ward's. I think Advanced
They have
War
Extraction, which is
kind of.
a knockoff of zombies that isn't as fun.
I think it's.
it's
In my personal opinion,
Yeah.
I hope Treyarch with zombies. I hope they go back more to where zombies ended with Black Ops 1. Because in my opinion, Moon is still the best zombies map they've ever put out.
Yeah.
It is fucking... And whereas, in my opinion, towards the end of it, Black Ops 2 zombies, to me, it got a little much.
It's too complicated.
I think Mob
it's-
of the Dead was probably one of my favorite Black Ops 2 zombie maps.
Yeah, Mob of the
really good.
Mob of the Dead was really good. Buried was...
I love
When you weren't going... Everything involving the objective, or the
Easter
going towards the pack-a-punch, like that was all completely fucking convoluted and didn't need to be
That's
that
true.
way.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
different.
But everything else worked. Like go back to a little bit of a simpler kind of zombies. Like you can do in Moon, even in Moon. I mean, and some of the other ones in Black Ops 1, you can do the Easter eggs, and it's not complete. It's a little convoluted, but it's not completely convoluted.
The most convoluted one in Black Ops 1 was the Moon.
Yeah,
that kind of had, and it was that
there
was
was a sense of luck.
It was
Yeah.
still very simple.
Yeah, you just
At the
had to
same
kind of
time.
get
Like,
lucky.
it's like, oh, but whereas Black Ops 2, it's like, yeah, there's these symbols that are lying around the map, and you have to stand on them in the correct order, and it's randomized each time.
Yeah.
And so it's like, alright,
Yeah.
you're just making this hard for the sake of making it really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's like a Destiny thing.
yeah, I just... I want a simpler zombies. Just take a couple steps back. Origins kind of killed it for me. It really did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Origins was cool at first, but then I just...
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that they're doing another future game just because, like, a future game just came out. It seems like they're doing that, like, repeatedly now, and it's like they're inching their way into it a bit more.
Let's
And,
do something
and
during
it would be
Vietnam.
cool if they
I
like
think
took a
maybe
page
focus
out
on
of
Vietnam,
Assassin's
though.
Creed game style and made it something more fictional with a twist or something, historical.
Yeah.
Maybe play through
Yeah.
some of the very, I don't know, memorable, famous battles of certain things, but make it more so that it's like fictional in a way. Like, I don't know, maybe if they wanted to do like I know it's all about machine guns now, but if they want to do something really interesting, make it like the Napoleonic Wars or the Revolutionary
Yeah.
War, and make it more so like, historical and fictional. And because what they're doing now is they're making it futuristic, and there's no relation to that. Like, if you could relate to video games a bit more, or see the historical aspect, something that fascinates you, they can't do that now because everything is futuristic, and it's just, I mean, I guess that's Call of Duty. I don't have any faith in them doing anything smart anymore, or changing anything really, but I just feel like more people would relate to a game if it was something that they could relate to, and it's not future helicopter flying tanks and stuff.
I
Especially
can
because
see
they're doing
it
that
in
like
Revolution.
linear now, game after game after game.
But that's always been one of the arguments with a lot of people with Call of Duty is that a lot of people, and I honestly agree with this, and actually Hutch, who's a guy on YouTube, I see him almost like every couple months. He posts on like Twitter where somebody will say like, I want Call of Duty to go back to World War II, and he's like, no, you don't. And I kind of agree with that. I don't know. At least with Call of Duty, they've gone. Well, once they hit the modern era and modern-esque style fighting, you kind of can't go back.
They're kind of in a corner.
It would be smart for them to go back, but yeah, like I said, I don't have any faith in them doing anything different. But if they wanted to put out an interesting game for the sake of the game, you know, they could do something like that.
That's it.
And do something different and something that's notable, so people would say, "Oh."
I don't see a World War, I don't see a revolutionary war dude going anywhere.
Well, World War II one, if it has a really good story, I could see go somewhere. Like, if the story is really good, but then, I mean, it's...
There's some things we haven't seen in a World War II game. We haven't seen any of the Battle of the Balls. We haven't seen, you know...
Get writers in the game,
anything
like actual writers.
Well, they did, and that's how we got Ghost.
I mean, like, you know...
Yeah.
People, movie writers.
Battle of the Bulge.
But that was Brothers in Arms.
So...
But I saw another thing from Hutch, is like how, you know, we're already feeling the fatigue of the modern / futuristic Call of Duties.
Where the hell we can go?
And it's only been what, like 5 years? Yeah. Whereas before then, you know, we had how many years of World War II shooters?
I think it was 10
Like
years. 10 years of
least.
World War II shooters.
He's like, well, you know, people nowadays just have like gaming ADD.
That's what it is. I mean, they just want something new, and eventually things get old.
But
really
also,
quickly.
these games weren't annualized, you know, 10 years ago. Back during the World War II era, they weren't coming out every year. There wasn't a Medal of Honor every year. There wasn't a Call of Duty every year.
There was a Battlefield every year. Even, like,
Well, Call of Duty has came out every year since its inception.
Like that's been its thing.
Do
Yeah.
something
But the
like,
Medal of Honor never came out every year.
do something like the Vietnam War, make it really dark, make Americans realize
Well,
how
that's the
shitty they
thing,
are.
Or
Call of Duty half did Vietnam with Black Ops 1.
Yeah,
They had a couple Vietnam missions.
I guess it's just wishful
Oh, no,
thinking
Black
that
Ops,
would
Black
put
Ops,
out,
Black
like,
Ops
cool
1
games.
was all that era.
yeah.
And then Black Ops 2 kind of
Do
in
something
past
during
goes back to
the
that
do
era.
something during the Gulf War.
That's something like
I mean, I agree with Sam. I think something like fictional with a twist could be
Yeah.
neat. An
Like,
interesting
like
concept.
Homefront.
Like
This gotta
I
be the
don't
right
know,
thing.
like
Wolfenstein.
a fucking The Order, and it's way back in time, hundreds of years ago, but technology is way more fucking advanced or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like
But
that.
like I said, like Homefront
Yeah.
or the Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Both those games they have like a twist and make
Yeah,
it.
but I just feel they're a little bit in the corner, and if they change too much, then it'll go downhill. But maybe that's what needs to happen. So, anyways,
Yeah.
we'll talk more about this, I'm sure, as things come out about the game and everything. So,
E3 is
Yeah.
fast approaching.
yeah, and I'm sure Microsoft. That's the first thing they'll show off.
Yeah.
Guarantee you. I'll bet a fucking $1 on it. $1.
I'll take that bet, sir.
Okay. So
better get inside.
Lego Dimensions, which is a brand new Lego game, comes out September 27th for every system.
Lego
except
what?
the handhelds.
Dimensions.
It's called Lego Dimensions.
Aren't they putting out a Jurassic World Lego game?
They all this year they're putting out Lego Jurassic World, Marvel The Avengers, and Lego Dimensions. They've been
So what is
people
Dimensions?
bitch about Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed.
Lego games. There's like
They
usually
put out 3 a year.
And they don't even have
It's
anything
crazy.
original, really.
But-
they just make it off of
Off
like
of
Batman.
Yeah,
off
exactly.
Of Marvel.
I mean, they're fun games, but,
But they're also not blockbuster games. Like
You know,
Call
it's
of Duty.
you're probably only going to pick up a couple unless you're
Yeah, like
They're
Yeah,
targeted
yeah.
more towards like little kids than
Yeah.
people.
But what is
our age.
immersions, inventions?
So Lego Dimensions is a new game. It's a toys to life game, basically a Skylanders or a Disney Infinity. You're gonna have little figures, or toys, and you scan them in, and then you do stuff in the game with them. So I just wanted to have a discussion about this whole toys to life thing. I'll pull up a little bit more about the game here.
I don't feel like that's really going to work out as much for Lego.
No.
Skylanders is huge, Disney Infinity is huge, Amiibo is beyond huge.
See,
Lego's
I-
cool, but I don't really know.
Honestly,
I think
Lego
it will
games.
because of the Lego name.
It's Lego
and
and then,
because of this stuff here, really quick. They're going to where is it?
Now there's
Okay,
some
it'll be
special Lego
it's
figures.
it's a $99 starter pack that includes Lego Batman, Lego Gandalf, Wild Style from the Lego Movie, and the Lego Batmobile. The starter pack also comes with the Lego Toy Pad and the buildable Lego Gateway. Also, other announced properties includes Back to the Future levels with a Marty McFly minifig, Ninjago,
Jago, okay.
DC Fun Packs with Wonder Woman and Cyborg, Lord of the Rings with Gollum, Gimli, and Legolas, the Lego Movie stuff, the Wizard of Oz. So I think this could be popular because of the Lego name and because of some of these properties.
Yeah.
Also,
So-
the way that sounds, and I mean, maybe you could clarify, are these actual, like, Lego figurines that they are? So, there's that. You have the application in the game, but then you also...
I don't know if you could take them apart though.
Well, but I
Like-
mean,
like
you can.
Lego.
But I mean, you can still like build things and still play with Legos. So it's like you kind of have that. You have the game, and then you have the. Whereas like Amiibos and Disney Infinity and all that, their really only main application is in game. Whereas these, boom, you're new part of your Lego set. There you go.
But the game is still a Lego game, though, basically.
They haven't showed off like gameplay or what you do. I'm sure
It's
you
basically
build
just
shit. It's like every other Lego game.
That's kind of why I feel like it may not, at least for people that are really into video games, unless it's
It's
really
mainly for
something
kids.
specific, like they like Lord of the Rings or they like certain characters. Like if I had a favorite superhero character, I might, but not for $99. I'm not gonna get the whole thing. But if it's something like that, maybe.
I mean, it just seems that people go crazy for these things, which is what I want to talk about most. Is this whole toys to life thing?
Cash grab. Like a
How long is it going to stay around? Will, now that Legos are in it, Nintendo's in it, is anybody else going to jump in it? Like,
I don't know if
is it going to explode?
I think I'm not sure if anybody else.
It just go downhill.
I don't know if anybody else could hop on it
The
because at
only
this point,
one I could see is Hasbro.
Hasbro
Hasbro is really the only other
major person because I mean.
Yeah.
Skylanders took off because it was the first one.
It was
original.
fire.
Whereas Disney Infinity, you have the entire Disney history
Marvel.
and Marvel history and Star Wars history
And now
I
Star
guarantee
Wars.
all in there.
There's going to be
This
Star
year it's
Wars,
gonna be
Disney
Disney,
Infinity.
Star Wars. Last year was Marvel. This
And
year's
then
gonna be Star Wars.
Nintendo has an entire back catalog of Nintendo figures. I mean, everything with that. And Lego, I mean, how many Lego games have there been? How many different Lego
How many
things?
different Lego sets have there been?
That's what I mean. Like, maybe Hasbro, but then I don't know if Hasbro could like, I don't know if Hasbro has that kind of support. Where it's, I don't know, like, I mean, they probably do, but I mean, like, especially game and license-wise. I mean, I don't even know if, like...
Well, I mean, Hasbro made all the Star Wars figures.
But now
all
that's all
that.
Disney, so I mean, so no, I don't think that Hasbro's going to hop into
I
that.
still think Hasbro has the rights to make stuff like that. I
And
think, but
not if Disney's like, nope,
yeah.
we get to handle this, you don't get to
But that's really the only other thing I could think of.
Like, I mean, other than that, I don't think anybody else can really hop on.
Because
Yeah.
Bandai Namco
Now,
is not like a
do
toy
you-
maker.
Yeah.
Do you guys, how long do you see this? Do you think the burnout's going to happen in a couple of years? Do you think people just get sick of buying these toys and a new game every year?
Depends
You
what
know,
happens.
It's,
Like,
I think we're
Like Nintendo deals with this correctly. Because I know the other Infinity and Skylanders, they're doing it correctly. But if Nintendo doesn't deal with this correctly, at least I can see there's going to be a big burnout for them. It just depends how Lego handles it. I'm pretty sure they'll do it correctly. It's just Nintendo, the ones that are jackasses.
Yeah.
So I mean, everyone runs it correctly and everything, and it'll probably last a pretty long time.
Yeah.
I mean, people are still buying Magic the Gathering cards, Pokemon cards.
People are still
and
buying
stuff.
fucking Skylanders.
I mean, this is, these type of games though are really, really great
Niche.
for children.
Yeah.
so
You know what I
I
mean?
so
You
it,
get
it's
them
a,
little toys that they can play with too, and then they can use them in the game.
And it's a great way to introduce
So.
kids to gaming.
Yeah, that's true.
the only thing is that right now I think we're at a good spot with this kind of market because again, there's not that many competitors in the market. I mean, there's Lego, and then there's Nintendo, there's Disney, and then there's Skylanders, which that's honestly not that many. In which you get a lot of value in that. It's going to be when everybody hops on that, trying to get onto that. If I'm trying to think of, I mean, some
Like if
examples,
Sony dropped in with a Kratos figure, and
or like.
Yeah.
all the Ratchet and Clank.
Or somebody did
characters.
a partnership and there's Nickelodeon or something. I don't know, like if they just literally just ran it into the ground because
I could see Ratchet and Clank doing well, mainly because Skylanders has done so well.
Yeah.
you get fucking Crash Bandicoot.
Crash.
I mean, it's a huge fucking market, though. I think I read that Skylanders has made $3 billion, and it's only been around for 4 or 5 years now. I think.
Like a couple years.
I think so.
It's been around for a little while.
I mean,
I think it's
around
four.
for
I think
at
it's four. I think it's four.
Probably
I think
3-4
it's
years,
four,
yeah.
so- Yeah,
But like,
it's crazy.
the market's there. It's just that with any other market, it's
You have to
once
manage
it's
it well.
once there is saturation and there's then things are gonna start going down. It's kind of like how I feel like what's happened with. I mean, I won't linger on this too much. Like with MMOs, you know, back in the day, there was only a handful. There was like EverQuest and there was RuneScape and a couple other ones, and then now and World of Warcraft, and now there's like.
There's Rift,
There's 1,500, and so that's why most of them go free to play because they can't compete with World of Warcraft. So it's kind of the same thing. A lot of them will probably.
And I really want to see someone compete with World of Warcraft.
But like, yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's like after a while, it'll die down, and then whoever is
left standing
will be like that's it. Whoever gets the you know, it'll most likely at the end of it be either Disney or Skylanders who's left standing, most likely. So yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how popular Lego Dimensions is and all its figures when it comes out this fall. So The Witcher 3 announced two new paid expansions that'll be coming out. The Witcher 3 comes out in like a month now, which I am super fucking stoked for.
Is it a little over a month? A little over a month, right?
May 19th.
Okay. That's literally.
CD Projekt Red has announced before that they're giving away 16 pieces of free DLC. That is bullshit stuff that companies sell you for $2, $3. Here's fucking costumes. You have to buy. They're giving you that shit for free, which is amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. But these are paid. You know, they're big ass expansions. One comes out in October, and that is Heart of Stone. And one comes out in the first quarter of 2016. That is Blood and Wine. I'm looking here. It's going to be $25.
So each or both?
What's that?
DLC?
Yeah. So it's $25 for both. They are saying that this is going to add 30 hours worth of content on top of an already 200-hour game.
And that is a significant addition, in my opinion.
They're calling this stuff expansions. So I just want to have a quick conversation. What's the difference between an expansion and DLC? You have Destiny calling their stuff expansions.
Expansions is a DLC is taking stuff and ideas that exist already in the game and
expanding
upon. No, just adding to it, like maps or a story. Whereas
DLC is typically much smaller.
And also, an expansion is literally expanding the game. It's taking what you can do in the game and expanding it. Whereas, you know, with like Call of Duty, with like a DLC or even Destiny, you get with Destiny with the Dark Blow, you get a couple extra missions, you get a couple extra DLC maps, but kind of in general, you're not doing too much extra than you already were. Whereas an expansion should be like you're exploring a brand new area. There's a new gameplay mechanic is introduced, stuff like that.
Reaper of Souls.
Yeah,
that is an expansion. Dragonborn. That is an expansion.
Yeah.
Dawnguard.
Yeah.
Dawnguard. That Dawnguard was what, about 10 hours?
10 hours, yeah.
Yeah, I'd call
but it changes the game.
Yeah,
it gives you
adding
areas
a significant amount.
Yeah,
and it gives you a significant amount of content, not just bullshit items.
And I don't think that the difference between an expansion and a DLC is just the sheer amount of shit. It's expansions usually change the game. Like you look at every expansion for World of Warcraft, it changes the game. With every expansion, World of Warcraft has changed.
Not necessarily.
Well, they're adding
at least now
new things.
since Cataclysm. Yes, that's been the case. With Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, they added some new areas. They raised the level cap. They added some new stuff. A couple new little things. Nothing really major game changing.
But I think that's what expansions have to be.
Cataclysm changed the layout of the whole world map for everybody. Pandaria changed the whole map for everybody. Warlords of Draenor, you now have a fucking fortress you can build.
Like I think it's and I think because they had to in a world of DLCs, you know, like I said, DLC is just adding stuff. Whereas, you know, again, and that's what I was saying, expansions, you're adding significant content to the gameplay. I don't know, if somehow, if in an expansion, they, let's say before Unity came out, Assassin's Creed 4 added co-op in a piece of downloadable content. It's like, boom, and then they added significant new portions to the map, and it's like, boom, here you go.
There's a difference between content and stuff.
Yeah.
I think. Like stuff, like the Mass Effect DLCs, all the free Mass Effect DLCs that we got. That just had, had some weapons, had some multiplayer maps, had some stuff for your single player.
Yeah.
But it was all just, it was free and it was just stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas, you had the Citadel and Omega, those I would consider expansions.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm also excited for these. It's going to be cool. So, yeah. So there's 2 more games that got announced this week. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is coming to the PS4.
Yeah, that's
Xbox
like
One,
a Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, and PC. It's the cover of the new Game Informer. So this follows up Human Revolution from like 2011, I think.
I thought it was 2012 because I thought it was sooner than that.
Yeah,
That
that's
game's
funny.
I was going to say, that game's not that old.
Okay. So that's happening. Have you guys played?
I played a little bit of Human Revolution.
I haven't played it.
And it was,
I hear it's good.
Yeah.
Human Revolution was fun, and it was definitely challenging.
Just not the right game at the right time, maybe? Or?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I feel like Human Revolution definitely should have waited a little bit longer to come out on the new systems. I feel like they could have done a lot more with Human
Maybe
Revolution
those
on
ones.
the new systems.
I've never played a Deus Ex game.
Neither
The concept of them is very intriguing to me.
Well, Human Revolution was actually a prequel
Yeah.
to the old
It
Deus
looks
Ex
awesome.
games.
I do highly recommend you go watch the trailer for this game. It's like 3 minutes long. It is fucking incredible, and I'm actually kind of very, very excited for this game. I think it's going to be cool. They didn't give like a... It's not coming out this year.
No.
I would assume next year, but who knows?
I
They didn't even
I'm
say
s-
next year.
I'd
They just
assume...
announced it.
I'm assuming holiday next year at earliest.
I was going to say, if they're announcing it now, I was going to say probably during the slightly open spring of next year.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But with Uncharted coming out next spring.
But then, but I mean, you have a whole... When I say spring, I mean you have that whole
And if
time. You
there's-
give it a buffer before or after.
If there's
Uncharted.
a Mass Effect coming out next year, that's usually in spring, like right around March. There's still things
But-
we don't know about that could be coming out next year.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this year. What all came out in the spring this year? I mean, technically, maybe consider The Witcher still part of the spring, but then it's
Yeah.
The Witcher,
Bloodborne.
Tales from the Borderlands, Mortal
Dying Light?
Kombat. No, Dying Light came out in January. Yeah, that's about it. Like not that many games ever come out. Like usually, like 4 or 5 games come out in the spring. So maybe that could be one of them.
Maybe.
Yeah, so that's cool. Also, Technomancer got announced, and this is for PS4, Xbox One, PC in 2016. This is by the dudes that made Bound by Flame. They came out
Oh, okay. Bound by Flame.
early
Bound by Flame,
last
good.
year. This game is kind of sci-fi-ish and set on Mars, and it's an RPG. Something I'll keep my eye on. It sounds intriguing. So, yeah. So
Is that like being a necromancer?
Tech.
yeah, new video games are always cool. I like new video games. So, moving on to music. I have 4 fucking things. Vatnet Viscar's new album, Settler, comes out June 16th. They're a good band. August Burns Red's new album, Found in Faraway Places, comes out June 30th. I just want to say one quick thing about this. They put out a teaser. Have you seen the teaser? Have you listened to the teaser?
Yeah.
It's like not that long, and people are saying that the little snippet of music in that teaser sounds death metalish. Do you think
I
that?
don't even really remember. I just know
Like,
I'm not really excited for the album.
It sounds just like other things that August Burns Red have done, and it's really not that heavy.
They're death metal now.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it
Christian
pissed me
death
off.
August Burns Red calling
Christian death metal.
August Burns Red goes death metal. That
Yeah.
could be like the new
Well, their whole thing is hope, and so they're like life
Yeah.
metal.
So,
life.
Life metal.
yeah. So I mean, I'm interested in the album, but that whole bullshit bothers me. Also, Rise Against, Killswitch Engage, and Let Live are touring this summer, which is a strange pairing, but
All right, I'm
That's
game.
not-
I mean,
might
that's
not be
not
cool.
cool.
That
I'm
might be cool.
Rise Against would be cool to see.
Killswitch.
They're a good, like, high energy band. Killswitch would be cool to see.
I-
I've never heard of the last one, though.
I've never heard of Let Live either.
Yeah, don't they like you listen to that?
Like metal core, I guess.
I was gonna
They're
say,
pretty
that
wild.
sounds like a band you would
I've
listen
heard they
to.
have a pretty wild live show, but I don't really.
Yeah,
I listen to
There's a lot of
the
energy
album,
on that
yeah.
tour though, from just with Rise Against and Killswitch though.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I listened to a little before. They're not that bad, but apparently they have a really wild show. I've never seen them.
Okay. I would assume Rise Against or Killswitch is probably headlining that tour.
I think it's Rise Against.
Rise
I would not doubt. I mean, come on,
Rise
Rise
Against is
Against.
so much bigger than Killswitch.
Oh yeah.
And then Goat Whore, Ringworm, Black Breath, and Theories are touring.
Theories.
Is that Gen Band? Please tell me it's a Gen Band. That sounds exactly like it.
Well, they're touring with Goat Whore and Ringworm and Black Breath, which are nowhere near Gen Band. So
Well, that's why they're open. That's why they're open.
So
Because they're just chapped on. That's why they're open.
It's a whole gent tour.
Your movie stuff?
Movie stuff. The only thing
Wait, if Go Whore was gent, it would be Go Whores. So I just make it
Then that's-
plural.
yeah.
Yeah, it's another small thing because I guess Marvel can't keep their mouth shut about anything that they ever do. So you know the Civil War timeline. It's you know in the comic books it's Spider-Man and it's part of the whole timeline is him figuring out if he's going to be part of the pro superhero registration with Iron Man or he's going to join Captain America's Freedom Fighters. Apparently in the movie Captain America: Civil War, it's not Spider-Man that's doing it.
Black Panther. Right?
No, it's not Black Panther.
No?
Somebody else. Hawkeye.
Iron Man.
Hawkeye.
They're putting Hawkeye there.
I guess it's finally fair.
I just that just came as a surprise to me.
What about Robert E. Lee? How does he fit into the Civil War?
So I mean that's literally about it. Was that came out
And then
earlier.
the pictures from the Deadpool set
Yeah,
have kind of leaked, but that's
They
about
got
it.
a bunch of pictures from the Deadpool set, but then yeah, apparently this also helps because there's a deleted scene that never made it into the movie of Captain America: Civil War where because Hawkeye was originally in the movie and then he ends
You
up
mean Winter
betraying.
Soldier, or-
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Winter Soldier. He was in Winter Soldier and he ends up betraying Shield like towards the end of the movie to help Captain America and Black Widow. So it's like, and so it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That maybe that this would go on that he'd fill that role. So that's literally it. That's all there is to it.
Cool. Interesting.
Spider-Man.
Nope. They don't even know who's playing it. Everybody's like, he's gonna be in the after credit scene of Age of Ultron, and I'm like,
No.
It's gonna be Vince Vaughn.
Red Romano.
Guy Fieri.
Let's do releases really quick.
I agree Joe looks like Guy Fieri.
He really does.
If he like bleached his hair.
Releases this week. All these video games you can play right now. Stealthing 2, a game of clones for the Xbox One.
Stealthing?
Stealth Inc.
Oh. Is it a
Incorporated.
stealth game?
I think it's.
Yes, man.
That makes sense.
It's for the Xbox One, PC, and it's also on PS4, PS3, and Vita. So, cool. Ours Awakening for the PS4 and PS3. That's free.
Okay.
Bastion for the PS4. Apparently, that's a very good video game.
Excellent game.
Dark Souls 2 Scholar, the First Sin Edition for the Xbox One, PS4.
If you don't got enough Bloodborne, play Dark Souls. Play them both at the same time.
If you want to hate yourself, play Bloodborne and Dark Souls right after each other.
I might give this game a shot eventually.
It's
I
not
think
really.
what's going to bother me about this game that I like about Bloodborne, this game looks incredibly slow.
It is.
And that's the thing
Dark
I
Souls
like
has
about
always
Bloodborne,
been a
it's fast.
slow game because it.
And I just don't think that that's something that I'll dig.
Dark
so,
Souls
I don't know.
2?
Yeah.
Dark Souls was
Yeah.
because
very
it's
slow.
kind of similar. You know,
Little bit
there's
of
no map, and you're kind of figuring things out as you
Game's
go.
hard.
Yeah.
And it's in
Game's anything.
incredibly
Yeah.
hard.
Game's really hard.
I mean, that's what I like
Hard
about
and slow.
Bloodborne. It's fast. So, Etrian Mystery Dungeon.
Uh-huh.
We were having a conversation over here. I said something about my penis and he started laughing.
That was hard. Okay.
Yeah, slow and hard, just like my penis.
Etrian Mystery Dungeon on the 3DS.
Okay.
Monster Bag for the Vita.
Monster Bang?
Monster Bag.
Game about bestiality.
Monster Bang.
Tower of Guns for the PS4, PS3, and
Looks
Xbox
cool.
One. Yeah, that's free too. Pokemon Rumble World for the 3DS.
It's free.
Yeah. I Am Bread for the PC.
I am bread.
I guess that's out of early access.
That game needs to come out on consoles.
Yeah.
It's another one of those dumb
That and
games.
Mount Your Friends.
Oh my god, I'm out of your friend.
Oh please.
Dude, I can see us just being absolutely trash
Some of the
playing Mount Your
games.
Friends.
Yeah.
So They're fucking amazing though.
I know.
Like fucking Surgeon Simulator is fucking amazing, which I forgot that I can get now
Yeah.
on the PS4.
The whole concept of buying bread is to become toast.
Yeah, you have become toast.
Yeah,
In a
exactly.
bathroom.
And the controls are fucking incredible. I mean, it's funny stuff. Star Drive 2 for the PC, Dead Synchronicity for the PC, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the new 3DS.
I might
bite on
pick that.
Xenoblade sometime.
I was gonna say yeah, because
Get Monster Hunter first.
'Cause I'm
Star
You
Drive.
driving around stars?
I guess so.
you know you drive a Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get in a Star and you drive it like a Mack
It's
truck.
like it's round like a star, but it's actually the Death Star that you're driving. So
Oh.
you go blow up some planets.
Dude, I'd be game. I like blowing the planet.
Music wise, because I forgot to pull that up. I know Agnostic Front put out a new album. Minsk put out a new album. There's a couple other new ones that came out that I listened to, but I wasn't that impressed, you could say.
No,
That's all I got.
Is that it?
that's all I got.
Chunk is putting out a new album sometime in May.
Chunk
Early
Captain-
May.
Captain
Chunky
Chunk.
Chunky, you gonna review it?
Yeah. I
Alright.
have some stuff to say about
Cool
it.
beans next week.
Yeah.
Hailstorm next week.
That's true.
Ten-
So you'll have you have a show review coming up. No, it's an album, not
Yeah.
a show.
Album.
Yeah.
Album. Yeah.
What is the first show you guys are going to this like summer season?
I don't know.
We're seeing Tiger Shaw.
See Between the Buried at Me next weekend.
That'd be a good show.
Oh yeah.
So, all right.
Cool.
Alright.
Cool. Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.
See you later.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I have to